trying not to smoke, but I'm taking
Yeah, you.
shitload of tinctures.
Oh yeah.
Edibles.
Hell yeah. Say what?
Let me try
You
this.
could kill that.
What's this?
Apple.
It's like a soda?
Yeah, it's flavor is like it's like carbonated water type of thing. 0 calories, 0 sugar, or 70 calories, I should say. Let me see. Let me get this drink right. Yes, sir.
Yoski. Hello. Yo, we live?
You good? Yep. And then you can pull that towards you more.
Don't break it though.
Yep. Yep. Finish my question.
Oh, shit.
Yo. Can you hear yourself?
Yeah, I can, but it's fucking really loud.
Let me see. Oh yeah, no wonder yours is. What about now? Yo.
It's so pretty fucking loud.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Check.
That's cool. That's
Check.
cool.
Which headphones are you? Hold on. You're number 2. Check. That's a little bit better.
It's better.
Check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Check.
You're.
Check.
Mic check.
Oh no, actually, check. Is that you?
Mic check. Yeah, you muted me all the way. Or I can't hear anything now.
Okay, what about now?
Hello.
Check.
That's good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Trey, you don't have headphones. Those broke. Gotta replace them. Down 2 headphones
Fuck
in the same week.
Damn.
Let me finish my questions before we get into it. I go ChatGPT crazy with the questions.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's because they give you so much good shit.
That's gonna be interesting.
Write me a bunch of questions for a podcast.
With the dog trainer.
Yep.
That's gonna be crazy.
That's fucking wild.
Write me a
interested.
bunch of interview questions for a podcast where the host is interviewing a dog trainer. So ask questions about interesting facts about dogs, fun, interesting scientific facts about dogs. Also questions about the lifestyle of a dog trainer, and more podcast questions getting to know the dog trainer and the career and what goes on behind the scenes. Also, give a bunch of questions about dogs that we can ask to get funny information from. Whether it's down to breeding, different types of dogs, what types of dogs are hardest to train, and everything above.
Bro, we gotta include that in the podcast.
It's recorded. We're recording right now.
That's fucking insane. Shout out ChatGPT for the fucking.
Getting to know the dog trainer.
The law.
See? Let me just.
Questions.
Trey,
What?
I'm gonna actually send this to you. My phone's about to die.
Oh.
So, of course, it's always about to die.
You can't send it to your MacBook or your.
That's what I'm actually about to do. I'm about to copy it in my notes and send it to the notes. Oof.
Must have been fucking smoking or this nigga skinned me or something.
Who?
Roy.
How much you get? How much you got left?
Fucking eighth.
Let me see. You got it today?
Yeah, bro.
You haven't smoked that much.
Shit. You don't smoke it, okay.
There's this place that I'll have to introduce you guys to. It's open every Tuesday, but it's over by the Easter Market. It's called The House.
I feel like
But it's literally a house that got converted into a med shop. And you can only go through invitation. Yeah, I was invited. Yeah, I actually know the people. Huh?
Is it like the people that run the church?
No. It's some really chill people.
I know some.
Yeah, like they're like in their late 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, I'll have
What the fuck? They got some gas?
They got gas. They got fucking psychedelics. They got concentrated shit.
Dope.
Bro, it's amazing. They let you try it. Like,
No
yeah,
way.
they're doing really good work there. So, yeah, I've known them for a while now, actually.
Let me just plug my charger up to my laptop. That thought, we're already filming, so I can always edit over this. You got another airhead, Trey?
I think so, yeah.
Let me get one.
Hold on.
Let me get started. Yeah, bro, I use ChatGPT for everything. I'm actually working on a fucking book. For the album.
That's gonna be fire. A book.
Yeah, it's like a 20 chapter book, like a 200-page book or something like that. Over the weeks, I just keep adding and changing shit, and it's fucking fun. Alright.
I'm fucking crying, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get fucking high before a podcast.
We always got high. Oh. Shout out to Jesus, he brought me fucking Stacey pen.
Fucked up later.
You know what I'm saying? Do you get high a lot at work?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm definitely a functional stoner. So, when I can, yeah, I'll tap in.
Fucking tap in.
I'll tap
Fucking
in.
right, bro.
Yeah.
You tap in before the gym too?
I'll tap in before the gym, tap in after.
After.
During shit.
For sure. Oh yeah,
I'll fucking
before
take-
the soda. I fucking got.
I'll fucking take a little stroll to the backyard.
For sure, be outside the backyard. Bro, we have one homie. He'll just fucking be ripping it right there. I'm like, bro, just smiles.
That's crazy.
You gonna tell me something? No one's gonna tell me anything. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
That's hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, bro. Like I
They
like
really
to.
don't care. They really don't give a
Nah,
fuck.
fuck no. And that's good. I've been seeing you in the gym all the time, bro. We've been bumping into each other, so this has been long overdue. You know what I'm saying?
Hells yeah. That's yeah.
And you know these episodes are super dope because it's not, based around music. You know what I'm saying? This is something different. You know, we offer, not just the music and the entertainment side of things. You know, just all the entrepreneurs and business owners and people out here doing something in the city need to be highlighted. I think this is one of those episodes where we get to learn some new shit. You know what I'm saying? Get to pick your brain a little bit about what you do. You know what I'm saying? But first, before we get started, y'all already know the drill. Go ahead and click that link and subscribe. Stay up to date with everything. No pressure. You feel me? We're dropping on a weekly basis, so make sure those notification bells is on. So every time we drop it, goes straight to the motherfucking phone. You know what I'm talking about? We in here. I got the homies with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the world, man, and let the people know a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So my name's Jesus. I am about to turn 30 next month in April, and I own my own business. It's a dog training business. I started it when I was, I think, 26. So the year was 2020. So it's been a couple of years now. And I started it in January. So every January is my anniversary for just working for myself. Mm-hmm. So that's basically it. I'm just
Wait,
here.
This January?
Every January.
Every January is your anniversary.
Yeah, anniversary for when I started my business.
That's dope.
So, but yeah, thank you for having me. And
Bro, you
that's
already know.
Me being on the show, that's exactly what I kind of want to inspire is like keeping up with your content and just seeing what you produce. It's like super inspirational and it's really awesome what you're doing. And I would hope to have like a domino effect or a ripple effect
Absolutely.
onto just like inviting like just different types of artists,
Yeah.
and different types of entrepreneurs and
Yes.
stuff like that. Because no matter how abstract your idea is, because I feel like dog training is kind of like whenever I meet somebody, they're like, "What the heck? Like, how did you get into dog training?" It's kind of like an abstract subject and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, no matter what type of business or industry you're into, like you can, if you're really really passionate and driven, you can make it happen. You could really really make it happen, and that's like exactly what I want to talk about because
Yeah.
like I'm just about to hit 30, and my company has shown me things that like whoa, like I didn't know I realized that I was doing this, like I was able to kind of impact the world and make a influence on the public and kind of just have a voice to the community that you represent. So yeah, and I'm 29 right now, and
Yeah.
that's still relatively really young.
Yeah.
Like
What?
so
29?
yeah.
Young.
Yeah,
Facts.
so just even younger, I started when I was 26 owning my own business. I started
Okay.
at 19 when I was dog training, but 26 is when I had that realization of like, yo, like if I can do it for other people, why can I do it for myself? So because I had two mentors before I started my own business, and they were well off. My first mentor, he was working with celebrities. I met a bunch of celebrities, influencers, and then my second mentor was a military mentor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he basically just taught me like military, like just the military way. It was like if I enrolled into the military straight up, which wasn't my cup of tea, and I only did 2 years under him until. My tolerance basically was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I can't work under this guy anymore.
What was it like?
It was like, well, I've never been into the military before, but I've seen like movies and whatnot. But he would like really get in my face, and like before I even like started handling dogs, he made me like go through like certain like steps first. Like he made me become a kennel tech, so like a master kennel tech. So a master kennel tech, what that is you learn how to basically just be clean. You clean the
Yeah.
kennels, you clean the ground, you clean everything, like the sink, the bowls, and so he made me do that for like 4 months before I even like got to handle a dog, and then once I actually started handling dogs, it was basically his way or no way. And in I feel like in every industry, like that's like the wrong mentality to have.
Yeah.
It's like you're so close minded. You're limiting yourself from like all these different types of methods. And I feel like at least in the world of dog training, it's revolving consistently. So like if you're in that mentality, you're gonna get left behind from how much the dog world has like revolutionized and evolved. So always being a student to the world of dog training and being open minded kind of puts you in a position. I like to call it sets you up for success.
Okay.
So yeah, he was trying to just really drill in, like training one specific way. And, I did 2 years, and it was crazy because leaving that business was like leaving a relationship, like an abusive relationship. Like this guy was screaming at my face, sending me long text messages, and I was like, dang, because I had a key to his house. I was like, I'm actually scared to go turn in this key right now. So I actually, when I left, I actually didn't even like say peace out to him face to face. I was like, yo, here's your key. I'm leaving it in the doormat. I'm out. And he just blew up my phone after that. Even days after that, he blew up my phone. I told him to stop. and he was just blowing up my phone, and
What the
yeah,
fuck?
it was just toxic, bro.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was young, so I didn't know like how to handle the situation. So, yeah, I was scared. I was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" Like
This
this
guy,
guy is
this
from the
fucking
military.
fucking
Yeah, and when I
dude.
first started, he was on house arrest
Oh
because
fuck.
he pointed his rifle at his neighbors.
Oh, no.
Bro, like that's what I'm saying,
Shit.
bro.
Oh yeah, he was just on one.
He was all
with a
one.
crash out.
Motherfucking cat.
I believed in him though, bro, because like he was like he had sleep apnea and he has like a tragic story and whatnot. So I believed in him, and I was his right hand man for a bit, and I was making him make money straight up, and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, you gotta move
I got
on.
a question. Like, so like being a dog trainer, do you feel like you have to have a certain energy? I
Uh,
always notice like people that like train dogs, they I don't know, they have a certain passion for it, but it's like they always end up being dog people, you know, like
yeah, and that's a very interesting question, and I feel like that like my answer is gonna like lead into a very deep like hole, but I didn't. To short answer is yes, but I didn't realize that until even to this day. Like that energy matters tremendously because energy you can actually use energy to use in dog training, and I really feel like energy is like our human like that's our superpower. Like I feel like that's our like humans' ability to have like this superpower of like being able to amplify something that's like not physical, which is like energy. And if you're carrying dark energy, I straight up feel like dogs can sense that. And
facts.
yeah, and I didn't start believing into it until I started literally gravitating dogs like that. I didn't even know. Like there was this experience where I was at the park waiting for my client, and this dog literally just came and just sat right on my feet. And it was like these Chinese people. They were like, "What the heck?" Like, and I'm like, what the heck? Your dog is just laying on my feet. And she's like, and the Chinese people were like, dude, our dog hates people. Like we can never have like our dog coexist with people or anything like that. And this dog was literally just chilling on my feet. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, all right, like, so like, there's been like crazy moments like that where like, and I really do heavily believe when you carry positive energy, you start gravitating like things that are kind of meant for you, you know?
No, for
And those are kind of for me like affirmations, like, dang, like the that to me is like affirmations that like that the universe is trying to reassure me that like, yo, you're on the right path. You know, God is sending me like these are God's messages to you that you're doing exactly his work and you're like you're right where you need to be. So whenever I start to feel those things, like I guess you can say like the supernatural, like the energy type of thing, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's definitely God speaking to me. So
That's crazy.
yeah, so I just barely came to that conclusion like literally like a couple of months ago.
Really?
So
Was
yeah.
it something that happened that made,
I don't know.
or was it just a thought that came over you?
No, I think just like realizing like everything that just happened and then just being like, whoa, like energy really does matter and just like being aware of that. So, for me, I don't know, like what made me aware of that was kind of like tapping into like my walk with God and just being spiritual with God and stuff like that. So, just walking closely with God made me realize a lot of things
Yeah.
to be more appreciative.
Absolutely.
So, and energy is definitely one of them.
Yeah, for sure. How does it? How does somebody get into dog training? Like, how did it happen for you? Like, was this something you expected to be doing one day? Did you see a life like this? Like,
So there's actually I have two answers to that. So last year, I actually a teacher invited me to speak in front of a graduating class of entrepreneurs. So it was a graduating senior class, and it was this teacher who was teaching about business and entrepreneurship. And I was telling these kids, I had a whole class. I was super nervous, but the teacher did a really good job at orchestrating the whole presentation and whatnot. And so I was telling these kids my story. And so I met my mentor at the age of 19. I was house sitting and I was dog sitting. That's how I was making my money. And so I was walking these two dogs, and then that's when I bumped into my mentor who was walking these two exotic dogs. And I remember when I saw him, I was like, yo, those are two like crazy looking dogs. Like, what the heck? Like, how'd you even like come across those dogs? And he told me, he's like, yo, I'm a dog trainer and whatnot. And so when he told me it was a dog trainer, I was like, well, I actually make money off dog sitting, and not only that, but I have references as well. So you can hit up some of my references to kind of back up what I'm like trying to present. And he's like, oh, all right, for sure. And so that's literally how I started. And so when I told the kids that in that graduating class, the teacher paused, and then he's like, all right, what's one topic that we learned about? He's like, it's all about timing and being at the right spot. Apparently, being at the right spot and perfect timing is a topic that those kids got taught during that class. So, and that's basically what happened to me in a logical sense, but in a going back to that other answer is when you were asking me like, oh, did you ever imagine yourself being a dog trainer?
Yeah.
Well, no, I never imagined myself being a dog trainer, and that's in fact why I truly heavily believe in God, because I have the privilege of still knowing like all of my high school homies, all of my middle school homies. You know, you've known me through like when I was younger too.
For sure.
So
for probably 10 years now.
Yeah, very
Like
long
2013, 14 in the back room, dog.
Yeah, exactly. So like at never in those times did I ever say like, oh, I love dogs. Like I want to be a dog trainer. Like you never heard me ever saying like, oh, I'm gonna be a dog trainer and whatnot. But one moment in my life at 19, I was going through crazy depression. Like I was just, I mean, I feel like at 19, like you're young and you're like reckless straight up with like depression. Like, you know, you do stupid shit, you know? So I was 19 and I was fucking depressed, like so depressed. And I feel like that wasn't even like, it wasn't just depression. It was like an existential crisis too. And it was just like a very deep, dark hole. And I just had this traumatic experience with all of what I was feeling. And then 2 days after that traumatic experience, I fucking became a dog trainer. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, see?
I was like, so I was like, what the fuck? Like God literally said like, yo, like your time in this world is not done. Like this is your purpose right here.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's dope.
And
And another like perspective to even like think about that in is like, you know, dogs are loving and super loyal. So he literally gave you the job around a bunch of dogs to remind you like there's love in everything. So that's a beautiful thing, bro.
And you know, and then something that I just realized now, maybe why I just realized about energy is because maybe my energy comes from God, because God made me who I am, and I owe it all to God. So all my company, I owe it all to God. I'm a child of God, so I think that's the reason why like I started having these crazy experiences, like started gravitating all these like dogs who were aggressive and being calm around me. It's because I think God's gift, which is me being a dog trainer, like I give off that energy, that godly energy, which is graceful energy. You know, when you're reading the Bible, it talks about when you're walking with God, you're getting taught His grace and stuff like that. So, and it's insane because it's about to be a 1-year anniversary since I've gotten my biggest injury. And ever since that injury, so I stopped this dog from attacking this little girl and her mom, and this dog bit the fuck out of my hand to the point where you can see like all of the inside of my hand. And ever since then, I basically made a video like saying like what happened, and then all these people started bringing me their aggressive dogs. Like they started bringing me their aggressive dogs. They started bringing me their reactive dogs, and I was like, let's do
what
it.
The fuck?
Yeah, and so like when I got this,
I saw the pictures.
Yeah, when I got my
it's pretty
injury,
gnarly, bro.
Yeah, when I got my injury, I felt I carried it like a badge. I was like, dude, like this is who I am straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is making me aware of like I'm in the front line straight up.
Facts.
And so it made me more motivated. Like it's weird. But yeah, I accepted every single case after that. I accepted all these dogs. And I had a great success with all of them, you know. So, and that's what I really, really, you know, as I start to grow as a dog trainer, because this is my 11th year being a dog trainer.
Damn, that's so sick.
I
professional.
Yeah, I start to like question like, okay, what type, like when I ask myself what type of dog trainer am I, those are questions that I kind of just can't take lightly.
Could you break down like some of the categories? Like of what style? Like, is there categories of what kind of dog?
Yeah, there is
you know?
actually. There's like trainers who like specify in like protection. You know, who specify on dog handling. Dog handling is like competition. They're called conformation shows. There's dog trainers who specify on behavioral problems. There's dog trainers who specify on agility work, like having your dogs go through like the agility courses and whatnot and stuff. Those are kind of technically handlers, but they're very specific handlers. So there is variants of dog trainers, you know. So as I, you know, reflect on the type of dog trainer I am, I definitely feel like I work best with those types of cases where dogs, it's called having dogs become neutral. You know, so I've had a lot of cases where they'll bring me a dog and the dog will be growling at somebody from across the street. And then when they come pick up their dog, the dog is like the complete opposite.
He's completely normal.
Yeah, and chill and stuff like that. And so, but the thing about that is that you really have to just dissect what's going on in the dog's brain. It's not a light subject. So when you do that, a lot of people think you're not really training the dog, but you are. There's different aspects of training, you know. And when you take care of this aspect of training, that this foundation that I'm trying to make people aware of, you actually increase your dog's performance when it comes to other different types of training. So once you know have your dog become neutral and you learn how to.
We good. It just clicked off to the 30 minutes, Jazz. You good? It must have been only 2 minutes, so you're fine. I saw your face right now, and then I looked down at the time. Like, no, you're good. It's probably only been like a minute or two. Okay. So I got some. This is such a interesting topic. And just learning something new today. Let's see what we got. We got some more questions. Because we've been homies for a minute. Before we even get into some more of these questions, we've been homies for a minute, and I think it's dope that knowing you before, it was just like a house sitting thing, you know what I'm saying? And seeing it come full circle for you, you know, you making a living off of this.
Yeah.
You're doing what you want to do. You're chasing your dreams. I think that is inspirational. And you know, on this journey so far, like, you know, you've had accidents where obviously you're an animal trainer, so you've been bit up. I'm assuming a handful of times and dealt with that, like without giving away the sauce, because you know it's your recipe to what you do. Like, how do you describe like a day working like with you? What does a day look like with you? You feel me?
Well, a day, it just depends on like the dogs that I have and whatnot, and like honestly, if you're around me and if we're in a position where like I'm like teaching you about dog training, I don't believe in gatekeeping. So like like my sauce, I'll happily give you the recipe. Straight up.
Dope.
Yeah, I'll straight up because because I feel like dog training is always bigger than me. So like, why am I not gonna like help someone be as knowledgeable as I am to continue the process, so I'm gonna try to make everybody as knowledgeable as I possibly can, so that's what I heavily believe in. So transparency is very, very big on all of my teachings, like no matter whether if you're a dog trainer, if you're a new client, if you're somebody in the same industry as me, like I always like keep it transparent. So, and I'm not afraid of that either. I'm not afraid of like, oh, like this guy is gonna, use my recipe and take my competition. Dude, everybody has a fucking dog, dude.
Yeah.
Like everybody has a dog, man.
on.
Like
Yeah.
you know how many people have and multiple households have multiple dogs.
Yeah.
Like So it's just like, dude, like why are you being greedy in a fucking world where like we have so much to eat, bro? Like we don't even have to worry about being
There's enough
greedy.
to go around for everybody.
Yeah, it's like stupid, and then so but a day with me how it looks like I feel like for me, and I feel like for anybody who's in the industry, and I'm sure you relate to it, and I feel like this is the beauty of it, of like someone who is like just so like deep into their world, is that like a day in a life, at least for me, it's like that's become my lifestyle. So, and I'm sure you can relate because of like how much work you're putting, and it's like your consistency just becomes your lifestyle.
Yes.
And you're just like, all right, like what am I gonna do today? So that's basically it. Like I wake up and it's kind of it sucks because like when you like look at it from outside the box, you're doing all these things, and at the end of the day, for you, they're for you. But it's like, okay, for me, like I have to wake up and take all the dogs out, So like I have to prioritize the dogs, Like I have to prioritize them. I have to like make sure they're good, and then put them back, and then make sure everything's clean, and then I can go shower and stuff like that. So, sometimes it's a lot of like putting things before, or I have to do things before I can take care of myself.
Like sacrifice. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say sacrifice, but yeah, basically a lot of sacrifices, So for me, my personal life or my social life, it definitely suffers. But the good thing is that like I said, I still keep up with my middle school friends. I still keep up with my high school friends. I still keep up with all of my friends. So like, there's all these different like groups of friends that I have that if I wanted to be social, I can be social in a very, very healthy way. Like even for you, like if I wanted to hit you up, like bro, let's go to the gym, like so like, that'll fill up my social battery. Let's go to church. That'll fulfill for sure, and then I'll go home and just chill, So there's a lot of things I can fulfill my social battery with.
Do you consider yourself to be like a patient person?
Yes, but sometimes I don't realize it. There's a lot of things that I don't realize about myself that I'm just like, oh dang, I am a patient person, but I'm for sure a patient person.
Do you feel like this job has kind of like helped you in that way, like being a patient?
and I feel like that's the reason why I don't realize it, because it's become second nature to me. So. And the thing is though, is that when it becomes second nature, that's how you know it's become your lifestyle. Like you're living that lifestyle, but the cool thing is that you're making all these sacrifices, but like you're reaping the rewards at the same time. Like your lifestyle pays, straight up.
Absolutely.
So
you get to do this every day.
Yeah. So, and that's a grateful thing. That's a beautiful thing, So I try not to try to make it seem like I'm complaining, but yeah, being busy is like there's a lot of trials and tribulations through being busy, So a lot of experiences, mistakes that you might make, and life curveballs that you might have to fucking just bite the bullet or whatever, you know. So
Thug it out.
yeah, so I definitely have a thick shell for sure. Yeah, my tolerance has gone up for sure. But the thing is that when I work a ton, the way that I can tell that I need to like start taking a break is that my tolerance through all of that starts to weaken. So and when it starts to weaken, I become very, I don't want to say very transparent, but yeah, I become like no filter, and sometimes no filter is like unprofessional straight up. Yeah, so my patience has ran up. You know, my tolerance has gone through. You know, so
We're still,
yeah, so yeah, and exactly. You know, so I need to be aware of that and be like, okay, like this is where the boundary gets set up, and then I need to take some time off. So it's getting like that now. I was supposed to take some time off this week, but man,
shit gets booked up.
yeah,
You
dude,
always
it's
find
fucking insane.
someone
It's
hits your line.
insane.
Like, I'm not gonna say no to this.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what?
Yeah,
Let's
you're
go.
like,
Fuck
fuck,
it.
yeah, let's do it. You know, and I'm young, you know, so I definitely want to be aware that like when I'm 40, I cannot be working like the way I am right now.
Yeah.
You know, so
So
why am I
take
gonna say
advantage.
no? You know, why am
Yeah.
I gonna say no to all these opportunities? You know.
How many pets do you have yourself?
I have 4, but that's brand new.
4 dogs?
Yeah, 4 dogs. So
okay.
I only had 1, but my dog, she ended up getting pregnant, and I kept all the dogs.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, like I
Do you
have.
feel like dogs are better than people? No. That's a big question too.
No.
Like, do you feel like do you like dogs? So let me reword this. Do you like dogs more than humans?
Yes, but you know, I feel like my walk with God has definitely corrected me. Like, because I feel like I don't know if I was bitter, you know, because like sometimes when I go to the gym, I'll go to the gym and it's packed, and I'm like, I hate everybody here.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
No, yeah.
But
yeah,
then,
for
but
sure.
then I'm like, dude, I should not be saying that. Like, I shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
So, I've been getting corrected like that. So I've been trying not to be like, I guess you can say bitter or anything like that. But, yeah, I just going back to that question. Yeah, like I try not to like think those type of thoughts. You know.
Okay,
You know-
understandable.
Have you ever had a dog that was untrainable?
I've definitely been put in that position, but when I've been put in that position, it's like going against genetics, because when you're training a dog, and a lot of people are like, oh, what's the worst breed or what's the worst type of dog that you know you don't want to work with. I always say a dog that is just genetically lazy, and there's dogs who are genetically lazy. You know, dogs sometimes are born with no type of drive, like no motivation whatsoever, and sometimes you have to accept that. Like, okay, yeah, and dogs who have no drive are really, really good pets. Like, they're great companion dogs. They're just there, you know, and they're chilling. You gotta feed them, pet them, and you know they're there and they're just chilling, you know. Yeah, like that's for me. That's like the hardest type of dog, and then a husky is always difficult. A fucking husky is always
No, I've
fucking
heard
difficult.
one thing like I hate about people who have like huskies is like they're always in the fucking like the desert or like fucking an apartment complex.
Yeah,
And
out
it's
of
like,
environment.
those are not those type of dogs, bro. And
Yeah.
like they want to be in the cold. Like, bro, get that dog some fucking ice or something, bro. And it's like, bro, I see so many of those out here.
Yeah,
like especially
yeah.
like in Paris, and it's like, bro, there's it's just a fucking desert.
Yeah, and I'm glad that like you're able to see that, because that's something that I try to advocate for people too. Is that like, why are you gonna own that type of dog when you're in an apartment? You know,
Exactly.
so, and it's actually like it's pretty cruel, to be
Honestly,
honest.
yeah.
It depends on the type of breed. Like, if you own a fucking Australian Shepherd, which is a cattle dog, and you live in an apartment, you're tripping. Like, those dogs need a farm. Like, and you're in an apartment and living in Los Angeles or in Orange County, like, it makes no sense. And but the thing is that I think that topic is being made more aware, because back then, even now, people are just owning pets just to own them. Like, yo, like a Doberman, like those are cool looking dogs, but I don't need a fucking Doberman, but I'm gonna still get one, So, and unfortunately, because of those situations, that's like the root cause of why the dog is showing all these toxic behaviors. Is because they're not in their environment.
Exactly.
So, and then it's crazy because just imagine me having to tell somebody that and be like, yo, like, you have this type of dog, and this person is not even aware of, like, the situation, So I have to, like, tell them basically, like, Chinese or, like, some crazy, like, thing, and they're like, what are you talking about, Like, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, you have a dog that is in the wrong environment. And some people will take offense to that shit.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, so I have to break the bad news to a lot of people. It's not even bad news. It's just the truth. It's just like, why the fuck do you have this dog?
Exactly.
You got this big ass dog in one bedroom.
It
Yeah.
don't make any sense. And I
all
see a
day.
lot of people who have that shit, and it's so confusing. It's like kind of depressing.
Yeah. So, but thankfully,
the
it's
dog.
more. It's brought up. That topic is being made aware more, and also, breeders who are like professional breeders. They're producing dogs that won't be in that type of situation, like they're producing well-temperament dogs and stuff like that. But the thing is, though, is that you got to pay for what you're getting. Like, if you want a Doberman that could be a pet, that could protect and like be the perfect dog, you're gonna have to spend like 4 G's.
True.
Straight up. You're not just gonna go to PetSmart and hope to see some person giving away Doberman puppies in the drive park or like in the parkway or anything like that, So a good dog is gonna cost you some money for sure.
You know what? Fuck it. How many times have you stepped in dog shit?
Too many, bro. That's probably a question that like not a lot of people think. Like, dude, I've trained a lot of dogs and I've picked up a lot of dog shit. I picked up a lot of dog shit.
That's crazy. That's a valid question right there.
It's all a part of the process. You feel me? A part of the job.
It's a little humbler.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Is it like different types? Dog shit?
Yeah. Well, you can actually tell, like, just like humans, like, you can tell if you're healthy or not through the stool, So, like, if you have loose shit, obviously you need fiber or something is up with you. You're eating too much of something or you're lacking of something. So it's the same thing with dogs. If the stool's loose, something is up. And if the stool's firm, then you have a healthy stool. So
have you had like a situation where like a client's dog like tried to like, you feel me, just like having sex with other dogs and it's like,
no, thankfully
it's too
not.
Fucking complicated.
No, I don't. I try not to set myself up like that, but recently, actually, last month, this dog was supposed to do a 6-week program with me, but he left on the 5th week, and he left on the 5th week because 2 of my dogs began heat, like, back to back.
Oh, my God.
And this dog, prior to coming to me, was having arousal issues.
Yeah.
So he was actually having wet dreams.
Yeah.
So, like, I would have to wake up cleaning this motherfucker's mess and stuff like that. And he was just going crazy and crazy.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, so I told the owner, I was just like, hey, like, this is the situation. Your dog is doing really good. I think you can take your dog a week home early.
Yeah.
I adjusted the quote. And yeah, everything worked out perfectly.
That's
yeah,
perfect,
the dog did great. The dog was fucking lunging at big dogs and whatnot, but now it's super chill.
That's a good, like, honestly, like a good job, just kind of like to teach you good life experience.
Especially about with the patience thing.
Facts.
Yeah, and I feel like at the age that I'm entering right now, I feel like I'm getting so many signs to kind of pass down all of my experiences and all of my knowledge,
That's
so
mandatory.
yeah, and that's one of the that's why I wanted to like come out here and talk about that too. Is it's like I feel like God's been placing me in a lot of positions, like that position where I was talking to the kids. I was just like, what the heck, And the crazy thing is that what's been the most glorifying thing is that I made this company literally by being myself.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like that is like the biggest achievement. Like literally. Yeah, like I was still to myself, like, you know, when I ask myself like what's good and wrong, like what I should be doing, and you know, how I'm carrying myself. Like I'm
Exactly.
still being myself. Like I'm not trying to be like anybody. I'm not in competition with anybody other than
Facts.
myself. You know, so that's been like the most glorifying thing. It's just
Facts.
like, dang, like I've just been myself, and it's that's been like the craziest part because, and that's what makes me believe in God more. It's just like I'm like this like goofy person, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you know, like, and I've built like a serious business, you know, where I'm dealing with
With
all different
fucking
types
real
of
clients
demographics.
and
Yeah, like
different people.
I was
Just,
getting
Fire.
flown out to San Francisco, San
word.
Diego. I was in the Hollywood Hills. I'm competing. I'm doing all these things that I didn't even know I was like
Fucking
capable
capable
of doing.
of,
And then
like, let alone.
this January actually, when all those fires were happening out in Los Angeles, I volunteered in the Pasadena Humane Center, and I didn't.
Really?
And so I didn't realize that I was able to do this, but on my Instagram story, it all started out like this. On my Instagram story, I was like, "Yo, like I'm about to go buy some food, and take it to me when I go volunteer." Dude, when I posted that on my Instagram story, my company ended up getting $1,000 of donations of food and fucking just food of cat and dog food. My company donated $1,000 of cat and dog food to the fucking Pasadena Humane Center. And
No
I was
way.
like, what
You're
the
posting
fuck?
up like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, what the
No
hell?
fucking
Yeah. I was like,
way.
I did not know I could do that, you know? So just like that
You
you
didn't
know,
realize how you can mobilize the people that support you, your
yeah,
followers, your
exactly.
subscribers.
And that was huge. I was like, whoa, like these people actually believe
Care.
in me. Yeah. And I need to respect that as well. You know, as much as
Cherish that for
yeah,
sure.
and that makes me makes difficult days even like easier to go through. Like when I'm like dang, like when I'm having those days where like, you know, I might be like self-sabotaging, or I might be like being too hard on myself. Like I think about those people who believe in me. I'm like, dang, if I can't do it for myself, like I have people who believe in me, you know? Like I
For
have to
sure.
actually live up to what they believe in, you know? So yeah, just seeing that, just like, whoa, like, okay, I'm actually doing something. Like I've actually made something real, you know. So that's a huge realization of when you actually see other people believing in you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, whoa, like that's a huge realization, and that's also what I want other people that are just starting to feel. You know, it's just like even if you're 19 or 20 or 25, whatever it may be, it's like, dude, like you can do it. Like whatever it may be, if you're passionate, you can really do it. Like you just got to put in the work. It's just not going to happen overnight. Like, you know,
Facts.
I'm 11 years into my industry, you know. It didn't just happen overnight. I had to work under two mentors. I had to, you know, really sacrifice a lot of stuff. So, but I'm doing it, you know. So, and that's what I want other people to like take when they see me. It's just like, dude, if I can do this, you can do it too, you know. And you know, Moreno Valley is producing a lot of, you know, um, just different artists, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's really awesome that you're doing that. You know, you have this platform where you're like, you know, bringing all of like the IE together in Moreno Valley and just really
Absolutely.
putting a focal point. So that's awesome what you're doing, and I heavily,
Thank you, bro.
you know, you know, I heavily just back that up and support it, and you know, it takes a lot for me to kind of you know, go out of my regimen to like just being
Mm-hmm.
here. You know, just thank you.
I'm
It's
glad
an
you made it.
honor,
I'm glad
bro.
you made it
Yeah.
too,
So
bro. For real.
yeah.
And I got a few more questions for you. I got a few. Oh, I want to know about so you look at during COVID, the Frenchies were going crazy. Everyone buying and selling Frenchies. Like it was almost like fucking a cocaine epidemic, but with
Yeah, straight up.
Frenchies. Like everybody was selling Frenchies and make. Can you explain like that culture and like, is it does it come and go? Or is
Actually,
it,
no. That's actually a very interesting question because that culture is something that I actually got to witness, and it's still happening to this day. And it's shitty because the friendship movement is going to the Corsos now. So a lot of
yeah,
people are treating Conde Corsos as Frenchies, and so like it becomes really hard to like to see who you represent because so when you're talking about Frenchies and stuff like that, what happens is that what breeders do is they'll go to dog shows, but they're not official dog shows. They're fun shows, but they'll win trophies thinking like they actually won something. So the dog shows that I compete in, they're AKC professional dog shows. And so if I were to ever be in a fun show, all of my credibility from the that I built in the professional dog show world would just go down the drain. So it's a lot of
okay,
it's about honoring the sport and stuff like that. Because when you go to fun shows and stuff like that, depending on what you're doing, because I'm a dog trainer, like so I can go to fun shows and I can be like, yo, if you need dog training, hit me up and stuff like that. But what I can do is like, hey, if you're trying to compete, let me take your dog and compete, in this fun show with your dog. And like, no, that's like, I can't do that. Like,
yeah,
but as far as dog training, I can. So that culture, it runs off a lot of egos, a lot of egos. Like, and it's crazy because some shows they'll be like, oh, which Frenchie has the biggest head, or like which Frenchie has the biggest muscles or like whatever. So it's just like it's not even about the biggest head or the biggest muscles. Like now you're just feeding into egos and stuff like that. So it becomes extremely, extremely toxic. But the thing is though, is that like the networking behind it, there's a ton of networking. There's a ton of networking. You can do a lot of networking. It just depends on the industry. Like me as a dog trainer, I can go to these dog shows, these fun dog shows, and I'm pretty sure I can make a bunch of clients, because all these dogs need training, So for me, that would be like a gold mine,
yeah.
Am I gonna do it? No, I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it's a very sensitive topic for sure. So right now, that culture is lingering on to the Cane Corso. So and that's the breed that I compete in. So yeah, it's super toxic. It's really toxic,
I
unfortunately.
can only imagine. I did security for a couple dog shows.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't realize how big the culture is. It's
Yeah,
like
it's huge. It's huge.
this was like a bully show.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had
bullies,
all the
American
bullies.
bullies,
Yeah,
XL
you know what I'm
XL
saying.
bullies, micro bullies. Yeah. So I don't, I try not to judge at all. And I don't. Depending on what you're doing. Like if you're really fucking up, then yeah, I'm gonna like obviously like judge. But like I've trained some Corso breeders before. I'm getting another Corso in next month for showing. So there's a lot of breeders who bring their Corso to me so I can train them and whatnot. So I definitely pick and choose. As far as like the type of service I'm offering, I have to be really, really careful with like with who I offer that to. Like my dog handling, my professional dog handling dog show, I have to be very picky with that.
Really, why is that?
Because
What
with
you?
that, that's the only part of the dog training aspect where gatekeeping exists. And
Okay.
yeah, you want to make sure that all your work and your experience and your knowledge doesn't get into the wrong hands of a person who's breeding dogs for the wrong reasons. So now you're just feeding into someone who is just doesn't even care about their dogs, who's just selling dogs just to sell them and stuff like that. So you do have to be careful with the knowledge that you start to learn and stuff like that. So when it comes to competitions, though, but you're competing, it's literally competition, So that's when you start to like be reserved and whatnot. But as far as like dog training and trying to help the people, there's no gatekeeping in that for sure. Yeah.
You experienced gatekeeping.
Yeah. When you first start into dog competitions, a lot of people are reserved, rightfully so. Because they're like, "Yo, who's this guy? Like, we got to make sure, like, he's not just somebody." But then once you start, winning your group, winning some shows, and you start, socializing, they're like, "Oh, okay, this guy, he represents." Good, basically. So you
kind of like hip hop.
Yeah. So you start to meet everybody too. Like I know some of the chairmans, and I know some of the ring stewards, people who are the vendors there, other competitors, friendly competition, too.
Yeah.
So all the competitors, awesome. There's actually a dog show happening in Lake Paris this weekend. Professional dog show.
Y'all hear that? Lake Paris this weekend is going crazy.
Yeah, professional dog show. There's going to be tons of dogs competing in there. So if for whatever reason you guys want to show up, there's going to be all types of dogs. I got hired as a media person. So
that's dope. What are you going to be doing?
I'm just going to be taking a lot of like content for them. Like I'm going to be taking my drone. I'm going to be taking my video camera. I'm going to be taking my photography camera. Last year, I got hired by the AKC for the first time, and I'm hoping this year the pictures that I took for them get published in a magazine. So that's my goal is to try to take pictures and get them published.
Bro, you will.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That show, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's some content for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it happens every year.
Yeah.
It happens every year. Every year.
Bunch of dogs, what?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to happen Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But Friday, it's going to be not that big of a show because it's for one specific it's for one specific type of dog, which is working dogs. So meaning like all Rottweilers, all Dobermans, all just working dogs. And then on Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be every single dog. So there's going to be Frenchies, there's going to be Pugs, there's going to be English Bulldogs, there's going to be Dobermans, Great Danes. So just all different types of dogs. So it's cool.
That's
truck who was selling alcohol for the first time. It was my first time ever being in a dog show where they were selling alcohol, and that just kind of just light up the entire environment. You can tell like everybody was like in a happier mood and stuff like that. So it was crazy.
Absolutely. So I want to know what's some advice for somebody trying to follow, down your footsteps and do some of the things you do. What's some advice you could tell them, or even just some advice to upcoming entrepreneurs and business owners?
I think having a mentor is huge. Yeah, I think having a mentor is extremely big, and also to always listen to your passion, because even your family members will be like would try to derail you from the path that you're on and your passion and stuff like that. And it comes down to that moment where you're just like, whoa, what the heck? Like, I kind of have to choose, like, to listen or to continue going down my passion. And it's just not with family either. It could be with, someone who you look up to and you end up meeting them. I don't know if you guys ever heard that saying of, like, don't meet your heroes or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I heavily believe it's true, like 100%.
Really?
Because, sometimes like some people they can discourage you, and it's just, I feel like if you just have that drive and you're willing to wake up and still have that passion, I think that's all that matters, you know. And then having the right guidance is crucial, because especially when you're young, because like when you're 20, I feel like when you're 19 to 25, you're like doing stupid shit.
For sure.
You're doing stupid shit.
You don't really give a fuck, or you're not paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or like, let's say you're making money at that time. You're for sure wasting your money on dumbass shit. You know,
shopping,
so like
and
you need that guidance. You know,
yeah.
And I feel like as humans, because you know, not to get biblical, but like as humans in the Bible, it says we're born sinners. So like the way that I see it, humans, we're already kind of, we have this like this nature, and I guess you can say this dark nature, you know, like this nature where we like to sin and we like to indulge ourselves with the world, what the world has to offer, you know, and it's so easy to get carried away in that.
That's why we all have like that free will, and it's just, you gotta have a moral compass.
Exactly, and I feel like that moral compass comes from like having that mentor or that guidance of like
big homies.
Yeah, like don't be doing
wisdom.
Stupid shit, you know, like
Yeah.
and to be corrected straight up, because like someone can tell you to not do something and you'll be like, fuck, I really want to do it, and you'll fucking do it, you know, and then
curious. We all have that curiosity, and it's like in the back of our head, it's like, man, I'm not finna do what another nigga tell me to do. I want to do what I want.
Exactly, you know.
But it's like the divine protection. It works both ways.
Yeah.
Like, if you really understand, like, your first mind gonna always tell you like, well, maybe a nigga telling me not to do this because there's a reason behind why you telling me not to do it. It's just I want to figure it out for myself.
Yeah.
It's hard to like kind of get out of your ego enough to like really realize, look, like the information that you're receiving right now, you never know where it's coming from.
Yeah, exactly. And there are situations where like you really do want to prevent people making those mistakes, because it comes with permanent damage, you know? So like, but sometimes it's like, you know, you're paying a full ride to rehab, but it's up to the person, you know? So like, you know, having a mentor is huge, you know, still having somebody to give you guidance, even if you don't want to listen to it and stuff like that. That's what a mentor is, you know?
Yeah.
So, having that guidance, if it's not God, having a mentor is like huge, you know. And for me, when I tapped into with God, he really is a mentor in my life as far as being aware of like dark energy.
Yeah.
And there's some dark fucking energy.
We're in
in this
spiritual
world.
warfare right now.
And that's
spiritual fucking warfare.
Spiritual warfare was the number one reason why I was just like, I need to surrender myself to God.
Mm-hmm.
So once I became aware of that, I was like, damn, like there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And then once I started going to church, reading the Bible, I'm like, the armor of Christ. That's what I need. Straight up. Like, straight up.
Yeah, no, for
sure.
For
so when I always pray, I always ask God to give me the strength for his armor. And so, because that's one of the first things you learn about. So, so when I became tapped in and became closer to God, you know, on my 10th year last year, I was praying to God. I was like, how can I be a better dog trainer? Like, how can I be like just better, you know? And then when I got close to God, it basically made my fruit way more potent, straight up. Like, I became more aware, more appreciative. My energy became more cleansed. Going back to the beginning where we're talking about energy, I'm attracting all this crazy stuff. And now I feel like last year was like me like purifying myself and like showing God like, dude, I am working through your grace, through your word. I'm preaching you like your my company is yours. And then now this year it's like I'm finally reaping the rewards and just like attracting everything that is meant for me, and like because I purified myself now. So that mentorship for me at the year 11 of my career has greatly improved my insight in things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's been an awesome journey,
Bro.
really
And
awesome.
it's barely fucking getting started. And,
Bro.
there's like, when you think about all the people we've had up here, we've had a lot of interesting people. We've had a lot of interesting artists, producers, actors, models, some car people, random people. But this right here, like, because, I have a lot of friends that are into dogs and spent money on their own personal dogs and, things like that. And I just think seeing somebody be able to make it a career just proves the fact that you can do anything
You can
you
do
want to
anything
do.
you want.
No,
For real.
seriously.
I've been saying, like,
seriously.
how the fuck are you gonna make this a career? I don't really know, but when
yeah,
you do it,
you gonna do
next thing you know, you're booked up.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're out here moving around, and it's nonstop. And like you said, like it's even taking a little bit of toll on your social life, just because, like, when you're an entrepreneur, like turning down money is like
Yeah, no, yeah.
there's no guaranteed
I gotta
money.
eat this month.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? That's
Yeah.
what it is, really.
And so if somebody wanted to come book with you, where would they start? How would they come get at you?
Just through my DMs or I try not to give out my number because my services are open to the world. So obviously I don't want any loonies to be texting me or anything like that. So my Instagram is I run everything through my business Instagram. And
Shout your Instagram out.
it's Shepherd and Company K9. So it's Shepherd _AND and _ Company K9.
K9.
Yeah. So all you have to do is just DM me, and then once you DM me, I'll take your number down, and then I send you a form to fill out, and you fill out the form. And it's just basic information like vaccination records, what your dog's diet is, what type of tools are used on your dog. And then after that, in order for you to submit the form, you have to agree to my contract. My contract has interesting questions like, oh, what happens if your dog gets injured with me, or if your dog gets sick, or just questions that you might have, if interesting
general,
questions. Yeah, so that's what my contract is. And then once you accept my contract, the time slot for the evaluation gets presented to you. So before I work with any dog, I always do an evaluation.
Okay.
So because every dog is different.
Yeah, no, fair.
So I have to see what I'm working with, and I have to see what the client wants, and what I have to see what's realistic and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And then my daycare is only open to my students who've graduated. So my daycare is only open to my students, or if your dog has been trained by a trainer that I know.
Understandable.
Yeah, so that's I don't accept just anybody's dog in my daycare. Yeah. So
Dang, bro.
You got it cracking, bro. Honestly, you got a whole organization running, bro.
yeah,
I'm
I know.
excited for you.
Yeah, and I'm literally just being myself. Literally, like I'm gonna go home and go to my dogs, play on my PC, and wake up tomorrow and just do the same thing. Literally, go to the gym, praise God. And
It's possible.
And it really is.
Hey.
So thank you, CM.
Power of faith.
Here and
Bro, you already know this is
provide that message.
But this isn't the first time. Like, this is just
Not the last.
Yeah, we're just barely scratching the surface.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want people to be able to see this and be able to, like, you know what? Let me reach out and see what's good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have your information in the description, so you guys feel free to follow up, hit his Instagram, DM him. You feel me? If you're looking to get your dog trained, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, with that, I'm just curious to, like, just to know, like, since you started this. Is this something you plan on doing for the rest of your life? Or are you planning on being out the game one day? Or do you always see yourself doing this because you love this?
Well, that's a really, really good question. And I feel like that's a question that I feel like I have to reflect on now, because I'm at an age where I can still put my body through a lot, like train a lot and stuff like that. So as I get older, I'm completely aware that I cannot be training dogs like how I am physically. So that puts me in a position where I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to try to, like, still be in the industry, but not as a dog trainer. So if I'm like, because right now I'm actually teaching. Like I gave my first seminar earlier this year.
Word?
Yeah, I'm teaching some classes. I'm helping teaching classes, and that's something that I didn't know that I had in me was like talking skills. I'm like, oh dang, I can talk. Like, I didn't
Bro,
even know.
you're killing it right now.
Yeah,
We just been
so,
like,
honestly,
you feel me?
Yeah, and so so yeah, I didn't know I was able to do that. But yeah, just going back to your question, it's what was your question again?
Is this something you see yourself doing?
Oh yeah. I do, but I'm leaning towards like a different aspect for sure.
Okay.
Like being more of a teacher to like people who are like, "Hey, are you a dog trainer?" Well, I can help you be a dog trainer. You know,
Understandable.
I can help
Black
you
belt
with,
dog trainer.
Guru.
So
Like a
Yeah.
guru.
yeah,
People gotta
so,
pay for that. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, you
so-
might as well start some courses for people, like online courses.
Or
And,
that's what you said you're
virtually.
kind of already doing, right? A little bit?
Not virtually,
really?
not virtually. No, like
Okay.
online or anything like that. I like to be more hands-on.
yeah, meet up with them.
Yeah, because me personally, I'm a visual learner, so that's how I teach as well. So I can't do that over a screen, you know. So but I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to. So but yeah, to try to like elongate my career, I'm gonna try to train dogs as much as I possibly can. But I'll definitely try to wean away from like being the person who's actually handling the leash and stuff like that. You know, I'll be the person who's just like teaching other dog trainers, or maybe maybe I'll get hired or like through like a research facility, or I don't know. But
You never know what the
Yeah.
future holds. That's
Yeah.
that's the beauty of
So,
it.
yeah.
I mean, look at now. Look at how it's played out this far.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
That's the beauty of it, though. We living in the moment.
Yeah. So and just being aware of it too.
Yeah,
You gotta
being
be
aware. You gotta be
Yeah,
self-aware as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
So the more I feel like you indulge yourself like with the worldly things, the more you lose track of that awareness.
Yeah.
So that's what God did to me. Like when I got rid of a lot of shit in my life, I became more aware. I'm like, fuck, like I actually do want to live a long life, you know.
Exactly.
Like, I do want to like grow old and like be there for my dogs and
That's fact.
so like it's insane.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. You know what? I got one more. Is there anything that people should know about their dogs that might be like a pet peeve or like a hazard or something that people don't know that the average person doesn't know that they should know about their dogs?
Yes, and that is their dog's genetics. Just going back to that topic, because that's what I see a lot. I see a lot of people just owning a dog and not realizing like, oh dang, like I have this type of dog, you know, like, so just being aware, like, you know, like the type of dog. But the thing is though, is that when you become aware of the dog that you have, your relationship with that dog becomes that much greater. Because like, let's say you own a dog and let's say you own what's a good dog, like a golden retriever, I guess you can say. Let's say you own a golden retriever and you don't know how to engage with your dog, or you don't, because most golden retrievers, they're actually working golden retrievers, so they have a lot of drive. So if you don't know how to like
keep them occupied.
not keep them occupied, but let them express themselves in a
Understandable.
healthy way,
Yeah.
like and keep them tamed. Because if you let your dog express themselves, they're going to be releasing so much dopamine in their head that they're always going to be seeking you to release that amount of dopamine in their head. So, and that's basically what you want to do, is that when you're aware of your dog and you know how to exercise it and you know how to engage with your dog, what you're doing is you're actually bringing out the dog's characteristics out in a positive way. You know, you're helping this dog flourish and you know, build confidence. So once you are aware of the dog that you truly have, and you know how to engage with it, and you know how to communicate with it, and you know how to work with it, you'll see your relationship just go like with your dog just increase tremendously, like just in a tremendous amount. And in fact, a lot of people, what they'll see is that they'll bring their dog to me and I'll train them, and they'll be like, "Whoa, what the heck? Like, why is he only listening to you and stuff like that?" Well, it's because I'm building that relationship that you're supposed to build.
Yeah.
You know, your dog is supposed to feel this with you. You need to learn how to engage with your dog, how I'm engaging with your dog. They need to be feeling this with you. So it's just not just about teaching the dog. It's a lot about teaching the owner as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, teaching the owner is like the biggest thing. So that's one advice that I just want to give everybody out to the general public is just be aware.
Dog you're dealing with.
Yeah, just be aware. Like literally, just do research.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes like all you have to do is just look up a YouTube video. Like some people, they'll own a Yorkie, and they don't know that Yorkies are actually meant to hunt. So when you look up Yorkies hunting, you'll look up like crazy people using Yorkies to hunt. You know, so it's pretty insane. You know, and a lot of people get Yorkies because they look like cute dogs, which they are. You know.
They get to they handle business.
Yeah, they do. They're very feisty dogs, you know. So you just got to understand, like, oh, okay, this is the type of dog that I have, and this is how I have to treat it, and this is how I have to nourish it, you know. And then when you do that, you're actually gonna be bringing out the good side of your dog, and just really, really guiding your dog through adulthood and stuff like that. So once you know the type of dog that you have, you'll be able to guide your dog through its life more, especially if you have that dog through puppy, you know, because if you have a dog and it's a puppy, you have to know what you're doing, you know. So yeah, that's my biggest advice for sure.
Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
So,
That's, you know what I'm talking about? You feel me? We didn't learn something. I don't have a dog. I really want a dog, though.
Yeah, one day.
Really want a dog.
One day.
I know, because I haven't had a dog. When I get on and I got my own space and I just got this big property.
Get him, Chop.
yeah,
Feel me?
exactly.
I'm having
yeah.
like 5. I can say 5 dogs. All the kids, they have a
Feel
dog.
me? Get him, Chop.
And bro, you have homies who are dog trainers, bro. You have me. You have
Oh, yeah,
Angel,
you
you have
feel me?
Alex. You have Hugo, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You have good connections. Bro.
Absolutely, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Be well taken care of.
Absolutely, and you guys already know. Go ahead and go to that description, and you can follow Shepherds and Shepherds and Company K9. You feel me? And follow the Instagram page. You know, he's always booking clients, looking for new clients. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just want some information, feel free to reach out to him. He'll break it down to you, give you all the info you need. You feel me? Especially some of you guys got crazy ass dogs. I see you walking them; they can barely walk their own dogs. I see them outside. You need invest into your dog. You feel me? He's gonna be around. He or she's gonna be around for a while. So might as well get him right. You know what I'm talking about,
Yes, sir.
And
also, artists, we're still doing the artist care packages.
yes,
On the deposits. If you want to put in a deposit this week, like I said, we're doubling it up for you. So don't sleep.
Don't
It's going
sleep, don't
crazy.
miss out. Artists, come get at us. You feel me? Live performances, podcasts, photo shoots, and everything, you know, all in one. Artists, electronic press.
Creatives,
Yeah,
everyone.
And I really do hope my presence in this podcast invites, you know, like
Yes.
even people who,
Yeah.
you know, like just in a crazy industry or
Creative.
whatever you want to
Yes.
do,
Yeah.
whatever industry, you know. So, you know, again, thank you again for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming through, dude. You already know, man. I fucking see you in the gym, bro.
Hell yeah.
Fucking, I missed the gym today, so I'm gonna put in some OT this week. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I did some days, you know, you gotta run a couple errands, and then it's like I got back, I'm like, I'm about to cook up, bro. It was so quiet. I'm like, all these fuckers aren't in here
Hey
yet.
man, but don't beat yourself up too much because I'm sure you didn't go to the gym, but look at what else you did.
I
You
did a
know?
lot today.
So that's what
Did a
I'm
lot
saying.
today.
That's
Did a
what I'm
lot today,
saying. You
for sure.
know, that's what I'm
You
saying.
feel me? But still, don't be a bitch and go fucking put some fucking weight, dog. You know what
I
I'm
agree.
talking about?
I agree.
Hey, yo, you guys already know the drill. Go ahead and click that link and subscribe and stay up to date with everything. No pressure, you feel me? Until next time, y'all. We'll see y'all real soon.
Yeah.
We out of here.